Hello, welcome to the Adventure Corner. I'm your host, Robot Spacer. Good to see you, 6-7. A wave to you as well, Culinary Disaster, and good evening to you, Celtic Delta. Great to see you all. So a person did wave at us last week, right? I think I'm remembering that correctly.
That's what you keep saying.
They gestured at us in some way, at least. And I know we finally captured the bird, and this is another part. I kind of think my brain only has room for Colonel's Bequest speed runs and work stuff right now. That's it. Because I remember very little about last week's stream. But I think I tried throwing the bird at the snake as kind of a goof, and then it worked. Also, I thought for sure that I finally did a save at the end of stream, but I loaded up the disk, and the way this works, like, your save just is written to disk, and there's only one save slot, so you load up the game and you start off exactly where you were. But I loaded up the game, and I'm right at the beginning here, so I don't know what happened. I might have goofed up. Maybe I didn't actually save and I forgot, but that's okay. I don't think it takes all that long to get caught up. Hot Stove Prowl, welcome. Good to see you. So, yeah. Let's get into this cave, I guess. All right, so, oops, we got to exit the building first. I went ahead and went inside the building and grabbed our items there. Unlock the crate. Go in. Oh, right. So a thing that happened last week was that, like I said, we finally caught the bird. And that was surprising because I had previously tried to just, take the bird. We were pretty sure I had tried grabbing the bird.
Bird or catch bird or something like that.
Yeah. And I did go back after stream and look at the previous stream, and I did in fact try take bird and various other similar wordings, including the exact wording that actually worked. So I thought, there must be some difference here that maybe it's something we were holding. And the one thing that popped in my head was the rod. And I decided to go ahead and look it up because I figured either it was just going to be experimenting a bunch to figure out what the difference was, or, I just look it up and find out. So I did look it up, and as I suspected, the bird is afraid of the magic rod that you get, I think, in like the room just before you encounter the bird. Yeah, so you get the cage here, and then we'll go west and light our lantern. And then here's the rod, which we're going to take for now. And then now we get to the bird. So if we try to take the bird was unafraid when you entered, but as you approach, it becomes disturbed and you cannot catch it. So if we go back here and drop the rod, we probably could have just dropped it where we were, but take bird. Okay. Hello, Mike Clam. Good to see you. Yep, I don't really understand why it's scared either. Yeah, like, I feel like this is just a consequence of being, the first adventure game. Like, it's, either of the creators of this version of the game thought this would be an interesting thing, and you don't get any clues as to what is going on here. You don't get any like background lore as to why the bird would be afraid of the rod. You just got to kind of experiment and figure it out. Certainly games these days would give you at least a hint at something here, I think, generally. But now we have the bird, so I'm curious if we can go back now and take the rod. Okay, so now we have, since the bird is in a cage, I guess it can't get away from us. So let's go back down here. A huge green fierce snake bars the way. And I think I just threw the bird at it. The little bird attacks the green snake and an astounding flurry drives the snake away. Okay, I wasn't sure exactly how that worked. It's wild that the bird just starts attacking the snake, but sure.
Sometimes little birds can fuck you up.
Sometimes, yes.
It'll just make them scrappier.
So I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of items near here we can grab. I'm kind of leaning towards not worrying about that right now. So we're currently here in the Hall of the Mountain King. There's a bunch of... we have the coins over here. Those might be worth grabbing since we know those have... Well... We also determined that it was bad to use the coins, so that's tricky. We have some bars of silver up here, and we have some precious jewelry down here. And then also across the bridge that you can create with the magic rod.
Chat's many snake jokes.
We have some diamonds down here, I think, yeah. So that's 4 treasures. And interestingly, there's apparently only 5 treasures in this version of the game. Though the instructions kind of... I think they make it pretty explicitly clear that there's more to the game and more points to be gained even after you have gotten all of the treasures. But I think for now, we'll just leave them where they are. And I think we'll go ahead into this. If we go southwest from here, there's like a new area that we haven't explored, which I started mapping out over here, but then I got lost. I think I'm going to get a separate sheet of paper and start that map over again. And the interesting thing about this area is it feels extremely like it was written by a different person. Like the writing is different, and also we suddenly have a lot of diagonal movement, whereas previously that did not come up at all. I think one thing that kind of stood out is this section of the cave makes it a lot more clear what directions you can go at any given time. But it's just interesting to see that obvious difference. Like, you know, obviously we know it was written by Crowther and Woods. I keep forgetting their first names, but, you know, it was written by 2 different people, this version. So, you know, that makes sense. It was just surprising to see such an obvious difference. Okay, so let's get a fresh sheet of paper here. Also, here's the all different maze, which was wild to map out. This is maybe the weirdest adventure game map I've ever made. And interestingly, there was an article I came across the other day, an interview about the upcoming Colossal Cave Reimagined, that shared a little bit more gameplay detail than I had seen elsewhere. And I had previously gotten the impression that, you know, it was not trying to be super faithful. Like, you know, more or less, but I swear I read at some point that they had kind of made some intentional changes to, make it, give some surprises to people who have played the original. But this interview made it sound like they've tried to keep as faithfully to the original game, this 350-point version specifically, as possible. And there was a specific mention of the all different and the all alike mazes. So I'm very curious now how they're going to do those, just because the all different maze is very reliant on words.
Just make every single screen different?
Yeah, like obviously you could just have every screen visually different. You could also, an idea I think I mentioned last week is I'm pretty sure they have a narrator, so, they could just have different narration.
I see.
Which, honestly, that seems like the most faithful recreation, just because I feel like having a slightly different narrated description of each of those rooms would be a lot harder to keep track of than just having some visual differences. So I'm super curious how they'll handle that. Okay, so here's our existing map, and I'm gonna just go ahead and redraw that little bit. So we're going southwest. You're in a secret canyon, which here runs east-west. It crosses over a very tight canyon 15 feet below. If you go down, you may not be able to get back up. So that's what we're going to do. You're at a wide place in a very tight north-south canyon. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle and hope that works out. Wide place. So it seems like we can go north-south. And then we came down from the secret canyon. So previously we didn't go south. Let's go south. The canyon here becomes too tight to go further south. Okay, so that's just a dead end, I guess. There's no way to go south. Just checking other possibilities here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this area of the cave is a little bit better at telling you which ways you can go, so just making sure. You're in a tall east-west canyon. A low, tight crawl goes 3 feet north and seems to open up. Tall east-west canyon. So we can go east and west. A low, tight crawl goes 3 feet north and seems to open up. So we can continue to go north. I guess I should also do little arrows. And north of here was where we found the Swiss cheese room. We didn't go east-west, so let's see where that gets us. You are at a wide place in a very tight north-south canyon. Oh, wait. Is that back where we started? It sounds like the same room. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. My mistake. I should have checked that before assuming. But going east is what takes us back where we were. Whoops. And that's what I get for drawing my map in pen. Okay, so we can't go south. We can't go west. The canyon runs into a mass of boulders. Dead end. Mass of boulders. Look below. take boulders. I don't know that word. Okay. Never mind. I will leave the boulders alone. Oh, okay. South? Okay. You'd think I'd learn a little faster, but no.
Learning is for nerds.
Okay, so let's try some diagonal directions here just to make sure. Okay. So now we're back in the Swiss cheese room. Oh. Okay. So going back south does not work here. Is there any way we can get back to where we were? You're in a room whose walls resemble Swiss cheese. Obvious passages go west, east, northeast, and northwest. Part of the room is occupied by a large bedrock block. So the soft room was to the east. There's a bed quilt to the northeast. And then one of these other directions is what must have led me somewhere unexpected, because that's where my map from last week stops. So let's try. Well, let's go back into these other rooms first. East, you're in a soft room. The walls are covered with heavy curtains, the floor with a thick pile carpet. Moss covers the ceiling. A small velvet pillow lies on the floor. I think we can take that pillow. Okay. Soft room. I think we tried to nap here and were unsuccessful.
But it's so soft. What else?
I know.
Before?
It sounds like such a nice idea. Nap. Don't know that word. Lie down. Rest. Don't know that word.
Does it know sleep?
Sleep. Don't know that word. I think we can go back west. Yeah, back to Swiss cheese room. Let's go northeast. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. To explore, okay, this is where we got lost. To explore at random, select north, south, up, or down. Bed quilts. And we have north, south, up, or down. And this to explore at random is interesting. Like, is this going to take us to a random place? Let's try. Well, first of all, let's see if I can go back to southwest. Okay, no. Let's try south. You've crawled around in some little holes and wound up back in the main passage. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. So I'm going to go south again and see if that same thing happens. No. Okay, so they do mean random. You're in a large, low, circular chamber whose floor is an immense slab fallen from the ceiling. Slab room. East and west, there once were large passages, but they are now filled with boulders. Low, small passages go north and south, and the south one quickly bends west around the boulders. This sounds unfamiliar to me. I don't remember exactly where we ended up from bed quilt last time. But I think I am going to start a separate map and just... Should I do a separate... Because this is random, like, I don't necessarily want to connect it with the map we have already. I'm going to draw off to the side here and hope things work out. I'm sure it won't. Okay, so we're labeling this slab room. East and west, there once were large passages, but they are now filled with boulders. Low, small passages go north and south, and the south one quickly bends west around the boulders. Okay, so it kind of goes like that. So let's just see what happens if I go north. I assume I'm not going to end up back in Bedquilt, but we'll find out. A little dwarf just walked around a corner, saw you, threw a little axe at you, which missed, cursed, and ran away. You were in Bedquilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. To explore at random, select north, south, up, or down. Okay, interesting. I was also curious if the dwarf would show up anywhere in the cave, or, you know, if maybe we wouldn't encounter the dwarves in this part of the cave, since it seems like very separate. Oh! I was worried that might happen.
No free axe for you.
Let's drop the rod. And I'm going to just make a note to myself that the rod is in Bedquilt. In case we need to. So let's take the axe. The axe we know is somewhat important if we get attacked again. And like the velvet pillow, since we found that in this area, I feel like there's got to be use for it somewhere around here. The keys, I still don't know if that's, like, since it's a set of keys, I don't know if we might need those again or if it's just for opening the grate. But I'm inclined to hang on to them just in case. I often leave an axe in my quilt for emergencies. That's smart.
It's good to be prepared.
So we're back in Bedquilt. I'm going to make a note here. It seemed like slab room navigation was not random, so hopefully that consistently gets us back to Bedquilt. Let's try going south and see where we end up this time. Oh, we're back in slab room. Interesting. So we'll go south. You're at the west end of the two-pit room. There is a large hole in the wall above the pit at the end of this room. Okay. So if I go, like, the slab room description made it sound like we're curving around this way. So if I go back east, oh, no. Okay. You're at the east end of the two-pit room. The floor here is littered with thin rock slabs, which make it easy to descend the pits. There's a path here bypassing the pits to connect passages from east and west. There are holes all over, but the only big one is on the wall directly over the west pit, where you can't get to it. Okay, but can I go back west? Yes. And if I go west from here, that takes me to slab room. Okay. So it sounds to me like this curves around to the east. And then we have the two rooms we were just in. West end, two pit, and east, two pit. Okay, so let's go back south, and there's a large hole in the wall above the pit at the end of the room. Can we enter hole? It is too far up for you to reach. Okay. So I'm just going to write a note that there's a hole above. To me, that hole has been called out in this room and the adjacent room, which makes it sound like there's got to be something we can do with that. East end. You're at the east end of the 2-pit room. Floor here is littered with rock slabs, which make it easy to descend the pits. Okay, so we could go down from here. There's a path here bypassing the pits to connect passages from east and west. Okay. There are holes all over. The only one is in the west bit. Okay. So let's go down. You're at the bottom of the eastern pit in the 2-pit room. There's a small pool of oil in one corner of the pit.
Huh.
Interesting. Bottom of pit. Pool of oil. Take oil. Oh, okay. So we could put it in our bottle if it was empty. But then I won't have water.
Yeah, that seems bad, maybe?
My thought is we know where the oil is, and we should be able to get back here at any time if we discover a use for oil. Mm-hmm. So let's keep our water for now. So I think all we can do is go back up. Hopefully we can go back up.
Call it the America room.
Okay, we're back up. Can we go down in this other pit? We can. Oh. You are at the bottom of the western pit in the 2-pit room. There is a large hole in the wall about 25 feet above you. There is a tiny little plant in the pit, murmuring, "Water, water."
Give it some oil.
That doesn't seem right to me. Let's water the plant. The plant spurts into furious growth for a few seconds. You're in West Pit. There's a 12-foot tall beanstalk stretching up out of the pit, bellowing, "Water, water."
Beanstalk.
So the hole is 25 feet above, and the beanstalk is now 12 feet. So it sounds like if we water it again, it will get us up to that hole we need to reach. But I assume we're out of water. See no water here. So, bottom of pit, and this has plants. Needs water. 6-7 says that's how you get to the place with the giant. And the gold for King Edward. I remember this one. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you. Order water on Amazon. Come on. It's super straightforward.
Can Amazon deliver inside of a
order water. Buy water on Amazon. What? The game doesn't seem to understand that. So I guess we'll never find out if Amazon can deliver here. If you could give Daniel a shout out, that would be fantastic. Thank you. You didn't get the 2023 patch, probably. Yeah, that makes sense. We are playing an older version of this one. Perhaps in Reimagine, that will be a solution. So, I feel like we need to find more water, and I don't know what to expect from this game, but it seems like if we put oil in our water now, that might completely screw us over later. So I think I'm going to leave the bottle empty. Did we ever find a source of water? I can remember, like, lots of chasms and stuff, but I don't remember any water. All right, let's go back up. You're at the top of a 12-foot tall beanstalk. The top of a 12-foot tall beanstalk is poking out of the west pit. So I assume we can't go. Yeah, we still can't go up. We need to get that beanstalk to grow further. So let's go back to the slab room and then back to bed quilt. And then we'll pick another random direction, I guess. North, south, up, or down. South seems to, every time we've tried it, it either goes to slab room or back here. I feel like north is probably what I did last time. Let's go north. You are in a large low room. Crawls lead north, southeast, and southwest. I should make a note here that south from bed quilt. Slab room. Back to bed quilt. And then question mark. And north goes to large, low room. I think this is the same place we wound up last time. So I'm going to draw this over on this side. Large, low room. Crawls lead north, southeast, and southwest. Let's try north. Dead end crawl. Huh. Is this? Huh. Okay. It's a weird. Like, it makes the description makes this seem like a place we've been to before. But I don't think it is. Especially since look gave me the same extremely short description. Let's try southeast. This is the Oriental room. Ancient Oriental cave drawings cover the walls. A gently sloping passage leads upward to the north. Another passage leads southeast, and a hands and knees crawl leads west. There is a delicate, precious Ming vase here. So that was southeast. Oriental. So is this the fifth treasure? It sounds like it. Let's drop keys. Just occurred to me, if I took this, I don't know that we know how to get back to the building right now. So like, even if I can get back to bed quilt, which is even itself a question mark, I don't know how to get back to Swiss cheese room from there. And then, oh, actually, I'm not even sure, like the wide place, we climbed down from the secret canyon above. I'm not sure you can go back up from there. I don't remember for sure. But I'm going to drop the keys here and make a note. And then I'm going to take this. Wait, let's score 63. No. Take base. Score. Oh. That didn't get us any points. That's interesting. So I guess it's not one of the treasures? Should I smash it?
But it's precious.
But it's also delicate and apparently worthless to us. Thanks for that follow. Welcome. Good to have you here. Efton, good to see you. Just a vase? Yeah, it seems that way.
Does it necessarily...
It's described as precious, but didn't get us any points.
Does it necessarily mean anything if you didn't get any points just from picking it up? Like, do you maybe need to do something with it later and that will get you points?
Let's review the... Oh, no. Yeah, it says to get full credit for a treasure, you must have left it safely in the building, though you get partial credit just for locating it.
Okay.
Just for locating it. Does that mean...
Oh, picking it up didn't...
Does that mean we might have gotten points just for coming into this room?
Maybe.
Just, I'm a little curious because it's described as delicate.
What do you mean, like, being delicate makes you want to smash it?
Yeah, it makes me curious. I'm gonna try it. Break vase. You've taken the vase and hurled it delicately to the ground.
How do you hurl something delicately?
The floor is littered with worthless shards of pottery. Okay, so maybe that wasn't a good idea. What's my score now? Oh, we didn't lose any points for that. But I feel like that probably wasn't worth doing. Take shards. Oh, whoops. Take shards. You can't be serious. I think it was worth the experiment. Oriental cave drawings cover the walls. Gently sloping passage leads upward to the north. Another passage leads southeast.
Delicately take shards.
And hands and knees crawl leads west. Okay. This is so hard to map out. Like, I'm constantly struggling just trying to figure out which direction takes us back where we previously were. You're following a wide... So I went north. You are following a wide path around the outer edge of a large cavern. Far below, through a heavy white mist, strange splashing noises can be heard. So there's water below us. That's useful. The mist rises up through a fissure in the ceiling. The path exits to the south and west. Let's go back south. Okay, so that worked. At least that worked. So wide path. I'm just going to make a note here that there's water below. So how do we get back? I guess I can take my keys now. Oh. I like how it keeps reminding me that the floor is littered with worthless shards of pottery. So maybe west goes back? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna do that. And then wide path. Also goes west. Let's check southeast from here. Oh, I mean southeast from here. Excuse me. Oh, that got us back to Swiss cheese room. Interesting. Swiss cheese. So then northwest. Oh. I guess we should deal with the dwarves. Throw axe.
Eloquent Duck asks...
You killed the little dwarf.
Would it be backseating to comment on how, when some score points are given for some objects? We'll say nothing if so.
First of all, hello, Eloquent Duck. Good to see you. I would say I don't want to know that yet. We know from the instructions that for like at least the main treasures, there's additional points when we get them back to the building. And I think I'd prefer to kind of figure that out as I go. The other details of that, if I'm missing any. It seems like something we can make sense of eventually. Okay, let's take the axe. And we have another dwarf to deal with. Throw axe. We have now killed 2 dwarfs. And I think we're safe now. So I tried going northwest. Okay, so sometimes northwest from here takes us back to Swiss Cheese Room. I'm writing the wrong thing. Writing what I'm saying instead of what I'm thinking. Oriental.
See, this is why when I'm writing something down, I say what I'm writing as I write it down.
Oh, yeah, that's a very smart thing to do. Eloquent Duck says, cool, I also don't think I've played this version of the game, never played on Mac. Yeah, this is, where's my button? This is a port of the original 350-point version that was done by James Associates in Colorado, who I was able to track down. They now make some GPS software for iPhones. And I wanted to play it in a way that would be, kind of similar to how I might have played it if I had ever had a chance to do that when I was younger. So I thought this would be a fun choice.
Did you send them your $10 yet?
I have not gotten that in the mail yet. I've been too busy with work this week, and I wanted to write a nice letter to go along with it to share a little bit of info about why I appreciated this version so much. But I will be doing that soon. Silver, I don't think I said hello yet. Today's spelunking is doing it's going pretty well.
We smashed a vase.
Yeah, I ruined a probably priceless antique, but it was for science. I don't know. I learned something, which is don't smash the vase, probably.
Honestly, it seemed to me like what we learned is that when Robot Spacer finds a precious vase, he wants to smash it.
I mean, it didn't seem like we got points, so I wanted to experiment a little. And it was described as delicate.
Tell them you smashed the vase in the letter.
Plus, I figure the way things have been going, we will definitely start this over again at some point. So knowing where the vase is the most important thing. So let's go southeast. South. Oh, we're back in Swiss Cheese Room. Okay. So west, east. Let's try west. Oh, we're back in 2-pit room. At the east end of 2-pit room. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't even think we could go. Can we go back east from here? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So we have various options to get back to Swiss Cheese Room, but we still don't know how to get back to anything else. I think we've tried all the exits from Swiss Cheese Room now. Often they take us back to the same room, or sometimes they take us somewhere else. It feels a little bit consistent there. Let's go back to the large low room, which is west from here. Oh, we also have the wide path. Let's go west, and then I want to go southwest from here. You're in a long, winding corridor sloping out of sight in both directions. In both... What? Both of what directions?
You know, both of them.
Eloquent Duck said, is it really possible to not at least think of smashing a vase when you encounter it? I would say no. Let's try... Before I draw this room, I want to try to figure out how we get back. Sloping corridor. North. South. Northeast.
You got here by going southwest.
Right. So northeast, you would think, but no. Right. Southeast. West. What are the... What are... I can't find any direction to go. Southwest. Southeast. Huh. All right. I'm going to start with north, and I'm going to do every option. Oops. I'm going to do east next. Southeast. South. Southwest. West. And then northwest.
Can you go up or down?
Yes. Oh no. You are on one side of a large, deep chasm. A heavy white mist rising up from below obscures all view of the far side. A southwest path leads away from the chasm into a winding corridor. A rickety wooden bridge extends across the chasm, vanishing into the mist. A sign posted on the bridge reads, "Stop. Pay troll." A burly troll stands by the bridge and insists you throw him a treasure before you may cross.
You think you would have liked
We need to find the goat. 6-7 says you need that carrot for the goat. We do. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem because I don't have any treasures.
Could have had a vase.
Coulda. So I'm going to draw the sloping corridor. And then down took us to large deep chasm. So set of keys, brass lantern, wicker cage, velvet pillow, tasty food, small bottle, dwarf's axe. Should we we could leave, we could try to kill the troll with the axe. We could give it some food maybe. We could try offering it a pillow. Give pillow. I don't know that word. Oh. Pay troll. I don't understand that. Drop pillow. Okay. I don't know if that's how we would... Oh, throw him a treasure. Okay. Take pillow. Throw pillow. Okay. I guess that didn't work. Throw axe. The troll deftly catches the axe, examines it carefully, and tosses it back, declaring, "Good workmanship, but it's not valuable enough." You're on southwest side of chasm. There is a little axe here. Small velvet pillow lies on the floor. Okay, so at least it wasn't mad about that. Take axe, take pillow. Talk troll. Oops. Don't know that word. Can we go anywhere from here? No way to go north. You're on southwest side of chasm. So the chasm is to the northeast? Oh, okay. So that's where the bridge is going. Should label this troll. The interesting thing here is, like, obviously if we had a treasure, we could give it to the troll and get across. But we want our treasures. Right?
I can't help but wonder if the reason why you did not get points for picking up the vase is because it is not a treasure, but rather a thing that you need to give to the troll to get by.
Definitely possible. So can we go southwest? You're in a long winding corridor sloping out of sight in both directions. Oh, so that's back in sloping corridor, I think. So if we go up, wait, didn't I go down before?
You went up before.
Oh, I did?
You pressed U.
Okay. Southwest, down. Oh, okay. My mistake. So, this map is a mess. This is up, and then down goes back to large, low room. Repair vase. Okay, so I think obviously that's something we need to deal with eventually, but we'll think about that some more once we have a treasure to offer it. Let's continue exploring. We'll go back to this wide path that's above some splashing. So I think southeast, in the north, you're in Misty Cavern. Path exits to the south and west. So can we go down? There's no way to go in that direction. Okay, so let's try west. You're in an alcove. A small northwest path seems to widen after a short distance. An extremely tight tunnel leads east. It looks like a very tight squeeze. An eerie light can be seen at the other end.
Do you feel compelled to enter the tunnel? Do you feel that this hole was made for you?
I don't feel that it was made for me. I think I'm a little worried I'll get stuck, but I am a little bit compelled to go into it. I kind of wonder if it's possible that I'll have to, like, drop all my stuff to get through it. That's definitely a thing that I recall coming up in Zork.
Right.
So a small northwest path seems to widen after a short distance. Northwest. I'm trying to figure out what direction goes back where we came from. We came from the east. I would have thought. So maybe I'm just constantly confused by directions here. It says a small northwest path seems to widen after a short distance. So does that mean I can go northwest? You're in Misty Cavern. Okay. I'm going to relabel this Misty Cavern, since that's its proper name. And then, so I go west from here. I'm just gonna do a weird thing here, but then northwest is how I get back to Misty Cavern. So confusing. I'm dying to finish this game and then look at a nicely drawn map of this cave. Like, I know they exist. So I'm curious if I'll be able to look at this map and think, this makes sense. I can look at this map and successfully navigate through the game using this map. It doesn't seem likely, but who knows? Okay, so this is alcove. And now I'm gonna go east. I'm gonna go in the tight squeeze. Something you're carrying won't fit through the tunnel with you.
Oh.
You'd best take inventory and drop something. You're in alcove.
It makes it sound like there's like one specific thing you could drop. Yeah,
based on that description, I'm guessing there's like certain items in the game are programmed as being too big for this opening. I would think the axe is the biggest thing I'm carrying. No. I'm just going to write down various things we're dropping in the alcove. Axe. I'm going to drop the pillow. It's also possible there's just like a limit on the total number of items. Drop. What else do we have? Drop the keys. Silver says that's good. Wouldn't want reference material for the Williams version anyway. Yes, I hope I can continue to be lost most of the time while playing the new one. Still not enough. Let's drop the cage. Still not enough. Oh. What? Oh, okay. There's just a lot of text because I've dropped so many things now. Also, it says an eerie light can be seen at the other end. Did it say that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
It said that the whole time.
I think I was just too...
The eerie light is what compelled me to make the
right. Okay.
Ito reference.
Yeah. I think I was focused on mapping and both, wondering how the, gameplay mechanics of this type passage are going to work.
Right.
Okay, so... what do we even have now? Lantern, food, bottle. I wonder if it's the lantern I need to drop.
Oh.
Because it does say an eerie light can be seen at the other end.
I see.
So maybe we don't need light going through, and this is... yeah, like that seems
interesting thought.
Like an interesting gameplay thing to do. So let's try it. No. Okay. I'm going to take the lantern because if we can keep it, that seems like the most important item we have. I'll drop the food and the bottle. Oh, okay. Maybe we need to drop literally everything. All I have is the lantern now. Culinary says that wicker cage can't be a little object, right? Yeah, that's a good question. I guess I pictured it as being relatively small. But I don't know. I can't remember how it is described. Hopefully that pirate won't take your stuff. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, we made it. You're in a small chamber lit by an eerie green light. An extremely narrow tunnel exits to the west. A dark corridor leads northeast. There is an emerald here the size of a plover's egg. What the hell is a plover's egg?
It's the egg of a plover.
Oh, okay.
A plover
Is that a type of bird?
A plover is a bird.
A large one, I assume?
No, I think they're kind of small, actually.
Okay. Interesting.
Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, if you go to a beach and they're like those little bitty birds with the really long legs that are like run, poke in the water, and then the waves come in and they run back, and then they do that over and over again. I'm pretty sure those are plovers.
Okay.
Or at least plovers, like the family of birds that includes those types of little birds also includes plovers.
So at some point I got 2 points. I don't know when that happened. I guess the tricky thing about trying to determine if we get points just for going into a room with a treasure is being absolutely certain about that kind of requires knowing we're about to go into a room with a treasure. So we can try that in the future with known treasures. But not so easy right now. Let's take the emerald.
There are about 36 species of plovers.
Oh, whoops. That always throws me off. I do not wish to quit. I just wanted my score. What? I said, take emerald, and it said, are you trying to explore beyond the plover room?
Huh.
It said the emerald is here.
Weird.
Huh. Very confusing. So I'm gonna continue to make this map chaotic. Plover room. Emerald. Dark corridor leads northeast. Six Seven says it's giving you a hint. Culinary says, quote, you want to die now or later? I'm trying to figure this out here. Like, it kind of seems like the green light is coming from the emerald. Like, what happens if I try to take the emerald again? Like, first of all, like, I'm puzzled by the game responding in this way. And then the last couple comments in chat had me wonder. I don't know if y'all are just, you know, making assumptions about why the game is telling me this, or if you know why the game is telling me this. Like, you know, it's possible this.
Oh, isn't this?
This is the egg of some creature.
The game has a built-in hint.
Right.
System, right?
But my understanding is that if the game thinks I need a hint, it will ask. I assumed it would ask in more of a direct way, like, do you want a hint?
Sure. I feel like the last time the in-game hint system came up, it was in the similar format of a question, like you did something, and it was like, are you trying to accomplish task? And at the time, I think you were more directly trying to accomplish that task.
Right.
So it didn't confuse you so much.
I think I completely missed that it said okay.
Yeah, you have.
So I have the emerald.
The emerald. Now it's just jumping to a conclusion about what you're trying to do with the emerald, I guess.
Right. I mean, my thought is, if this is providing light and there's a dark corridor leading northeast, this is our only way to, get light in that direction. Oh, whoops. Look. Oh, please answer the question. So this is something I literally have to answer. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what happens if I say no. Okay. Now I'm even more confused. You're currently holding the following: egg-sized emerald. All right, well, I mean, I'm going to go northeast and see what happens. It is now pitch dark. If you proceed, you will likely fall into a pit. Okay. So, the emerald was not providing light, or at least... I guess I don't know what happens with an inventory item. Did I put that in my pocket? It's possible that I should have answered yes to the question, and that maybe that would have helped me in some way. Hold emerald. Don't understand that. Drop emerald. Okay. It's now pitch dark. Okay, can I take the emerald, or is it lost now? Okay, I can still pick it up. Interesting. I'm gonna try going back southwest. No. I think I'm gonna die in this room. That's okay. Oh, we made it back to Plover Room. Okay. So south is the way we want to go there. I don't know what that room is, so I can't label it. Drop emerald. Okay. Okay. Oops, that's not right at all. Okay, so it's not going to ask me again either. Fascinating. You hear faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. That's interesting. We've heard that. We've gotten that description before in the All Alike maze quite a few times. But I haven't gotten that description anywhere else that I can think of. And I don't know what to make of that. Like, that sounds like, I don't know if that's just meant to be the dwarves that we've encountered so many times, or if it's somebody else, or what. We're gonna get lantern fished. I guess I'm gonna try to exit the Plover Room. So west. Out from the shadows behind you pounces a bearded pirate. Har har, he chortles. I'll just take all this booty and hide it away with me chest deep in the maze. He snatches your treasure and vanishes into the gloom.
Classic pirate.
You're in alcove.
So what did he take? The stuff that was on the ground, or the stuff
I think just the emerald.
Okay.
You're not carrying anything. So he took the emerald. I think all the other items I dropped here are still here.
Okay.
Axe, pillow, keys, cage, food, bottle, lantern. Axe, pillow, keys, cage, food, bottle, lantern. Yes. Interesting. So yeah, this pirate, I think I mentioned in a previous stream that I wondered if perhaps the pirate is a little bit like the thief in Zork, and it does kind of seem that way.
Can you elaborate what you mean by that? Because I'm not familiar.
There is a thief in Zork who you will randomly encounter. They will sometimes take things from you, but it is possible to get those things back if you find like their hideout. So I'm getting the impression that that is the case here. Like, you know, the hide it away with me chest deep in the maze. We've previously heard about this chest hidden in the maze.
Okay.
So I think that's something we can probably find somehow. I'm a little surprised we didn't come across any hint of it. Also, perhaps notably, in Zork, it is possible to defeat the thief. So I imagine that's probably the case here as well. There's also a little bit of a puzzle involving the thief that I won't talk about. It just makes me wonder if there might be something similar in here as well. I guess, like, I feel like this playthrough is already a disaster anyways. I broke a precious vase. So, like, having this emerald stolen probably is fine, I guess. We're probably going to restart at some point anyways. So I think I won't worry about it. I'll just keep exploring. And again, we can probably get it back. I am incredibly curious how the game would have responded if I said that, yes, I was trying to explore beyond the plover room. Also curious what my score is now. It's still 65. He's just putting it in a safe place for us. Yeah. So I think we're pretty much done with the plover room for now. Like, I think we want to come back here and answer that question differently, or possibly try going northeast without taking the emerald first. I don't know if that might do something different. Like, it sounded to me like it was dark in that direction, so, you know, I had to find some sort of light source. Hello, Mel. Great to see you. I hope you are doing well today. And welcome to all the friends of Mel. What were y'all playing today? If you're new here, I'm Robot Spacer. My wife, Unsecret Crush, is with me in the background here, and we are playing Colossal Cave Adventure. This is a port of the original 350-point version. It's kind of like the canonical version, I guess.
I was wondering why you kept putting scare quotes around original.
I mean, it's considered the original, but it's not. Like, there was an original version that was then by William Crowther that was then modified by, I think it's Don Woods.
Okay.
And that version with the Woods changes is the one that's kind of considered the original. Yeah, we are, we're doing our best here. I'm drawing maps as I go, and they're a mess, but, you know, we're making progress. We've discovered a number of treasures. Interestingly, my understanding is this version has 5 treasures, but that there are also some points beyond those 5 treasures. So I don't know what the 5 treasures are considered. We've now discovered like 6 things that seem like treasures to me. I don't know. But yeah, welcome. So what are we going to do now? Hello. I think I asked what y'all were playing today.
Oh yeah, I did the native shadow that wouldn't have told us that information. Yeah. I'll do an old school one too.
Great. Oh yeah, no worries. Not a rush. I just I wasn't entirely positive I had asked that already. Oh, Link to the Past. Nice. I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure that's the one everybody loves that I've never played. I consider myself a big Zelda fan, but I haven't actually completed most Zelda games. I frequently play a little bit of them and then never finish. Yeah, and I never had a Super Nintendo growing up. So I missed like all the very popular Super Nintendo games from the series I love. Like I never played Super Metroid either. Another series that I consider myself a big fan of, but have never completed most games from. But yeah, have fond memories of the NES Zelda growing up, and there's a few newer ones I've managed to get through. One day I'll get to it myself. I'm pushing myself to finish. I'm playing on the Switch, NES Online Access. Nice. Silver says, one of my top 3 Zeldas, possibly top 1. So good. I'll do it someday. So, where are we going here? We're in the alcove. I think we're still... Yeah, we're in alcove. So, northwest... Oh, shoot. I forgot to pick up my stuff. That's a problem. Okay. Take axe, take lantern, take food, take bottle, take cage. Is that everything? Pillow. You know, we still haven't found that person that waved at us. Which is, now that I'm looking at my map, a little bit puzzling to me. Maybe we went in a different direction from Bed Quilt. Like maybe we went up or down from Bed Quilt. So many games, so little time. Indeed. Even just limiting myself to like point and click games. Like I've been trying to stream like, you know, adventure games. Obviously this isn't point and click. But there's so many adventure games that I have never played. Even just Sierra adventure games, for example. So I'm thinking here what we want to do. Let's go northwest again. The lantern should still be on. Okay. And then we can go south. There's our worthless shards of pottery from the precious vase we destroyed. Southeast, back to Swiss cheese room. Northeast should take us to Bed Quilt. Okay, so now we can go up or down. Do we have room for the rod right now? Okay, we do. Did I use something that gave me room for the rod? Is it possible using the water gave me extra inventory room?
Huh. But the water was in your bottle.
Right. But bottle, right? when you look at the inventory, it is kind of listed as a separate item.
I see.
So it doesn't make sense, but it is possible maybe. Obviously we lost, we destroyed the vase, but we never picked that up anywhere else. I don't know. Maybe the real person who waved at us was the friends we made along the way. Perhaps. Let's try down. You've crawled around in some little holes and wound up back in the main passage. Let's try down again. Okay, does that always come back here? Let's try up. Interesting. Oh. You're in a secret north-south canyon above a sizable passage. Oh. Did that get us back? I think we made it out. But we have nothing. We destroyed or lost all the treasures we found. But I think we are out of that section of the maze and back here in this... Oh, that's a secret Are we in a different passage? That's Secret Canyon east-west. So I think that's actually a different spot. Okay. I'm going to get a separate sheet of paper and map this as though it is a new area. It's possible I'm missing something and this is like connected to places we've been to, but I don't think it is. Okay, so Secret North-South Canyon. And then I assume we can go north and south? North. You're in a secret canyon at a junction of 3 canyons. Okay, this sounds familiar. I think this is how we wound up at the waving person. I could be wrong. You're at a secret canyon at a junction of 3 canyons bearing north, south, and southeast. The north one is as tall as the other 2 combined. Yeah, that sounds very familiar. So is south back where we came from? Yes, good. I do enjoy consistent navigation. Let's go back north. Junction of 3 secret canyons. That's so many canyons. So we can go north, south, and southeast. Let's try north. Here we go. You're at a low window overlooking a huge pit, which extends up out of sight. A floor is indistinctly visible over 50 feet below. Traces of white mist cover the floor below the pit, becoming thicker to the left. Marks in the dust around the window would seem to indicate that someone has been here recently. Directly across the pit from you and 25 feet away, there is a similar window looking into a lighted room. A shadowy figure can be seen there, peering back at you. The shadowy figure seems to be trying to attract your attention. Okay, so it doesn't say waving, but they're clearly, you know, gesturing in some way. Low window, we'll call this. So there's a pit. Also, we keep encountering descriptions of mist. I don't know if these misty areas are all connected. Like we were previously at a misty cavern, which had some bubbling water below or something. So I don't know if maybe that's the same cavern and we're maybe higher up now. Floor is indistinctly visible over 50 feet below. Traces of white mist cover the floor of the pit, becoming thicker to the left. Marks in the dust around the window would seem to indicate that someone has been here recently. So that makes it sound like someone has climbed out the window or something, which I think I tried to do, but was unsuccessful at. Directly across the pit from you and 25 feet away, there's a similar looking window into a lighted room. So I'm just going to draw 25 feet. And then I'm going to label this lighted room. Shadowy figure. So somehow we need to find out how to get to the other side. There's also the question of whether this is possibly the pirate or someone new. Obviously, it could also be one of the many dwarves we have encountered down here. But I almost feel like the game is just using the dwarves as like random enemies or something. So, can we exit the window? I don't know in from out here. Use compass points or name something in the general direction you want to go. You're at window on pit. Okay. They must be a peer since they're peering at you. So I think I struggled with this last week, like...
Choose violence.
Let's do north. There's no way to go in that direction. We go west. Okay. So west brought me back to the junction. So let's go back there. I just want to try to figure out if there's anywhere we can go from here. East, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Oh, right. I was also trying to remember if I tried just waving back. Wave what? Okay. Wave axe. Nothing happens. Right. Wave rod. Nothing happens. Wave pillow. Nothing happens. It's fascinating that we can apparently wave any item. Wave food. Nothing happens. Wave lantern. Nothing happens. Okay. So I don't think we can do anything here, at least right now. I really don't know what to make of this scene. Like, it's possible we need to do something here. It's possible this is just giving us a hint that there's an area where this person is that we have not discovered yet. But let's go back west. Hello, Hinton. Hinton says, a small passage of twisty nothing happens. Indeed. Did I go east? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. So from here, we can go southeast. So let's try that. Oh, that takes us to bed quilt. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. I went up from bed quilt to get here, or to get to the secret north-south canyon. So let's try going back there. Throw axe. Murdered another dwarf. Go up. Oh. This is different. Okay. So that's something I was wondering, is whether or not these random rooms can take you to more than one place. So we have large, low room. Wait, that's north from bed quilt. Up from bed quilt took us to secret north-south canyon, or Dusty Rocks, we'll call it. Okay. So Dusty Rocks. You're in a large room full of dusty rocks. There's a big hole in the floor. There are cracks everywhere and a passage leading east. Enter hole? You are at a complex junction. A low hand... Okay, this sounds familiar. A low hands and knees passage. Maybe it's just the phrase low hands and knees passage is familiar. from the north joins a higher crawl from the east to make a walking passage going west. There is also a large room above. The air is damp here. That's interesting. So I assume entering the hole took us down? Complex junction.
Somehow it has become 6 o'clock.
Oh no. That's unfortunate. Low hands needs passage from the north. Joins a higher crawl from the east. To make a walking passage going west. That is so confusing to me. So we have north, east, and west? I guess. There's also a large room above. The air is damp. I'm going to write a note about the damp air, because that seems notable. Can we go back up? Yes. Okay. So we can go up and down. Let's try east. You're in an anteroom? Is that how you pronounce that? Leading to a large passage to the east. Small passages go west and up. The remnants of recent digging are evident. A sign in mid-air here says, "Cave under construction beyond this point.
Huh.
Proceed at own risk." Parentheses, Witt Construction Company. There are a few recent issues of Spelunker Today magazine here. This is a very Zork room, which is interesting. I honestly would have assumed that this is the kind of like weirdness that Zork brought to the table, but I guess even this type of thing was a little bit cribbed from Colossal Cave. That's very interesting. Take magazines? Can't carry anything more. Okay. So, anteroom. Magazines. Let's drop rod. Also, I need to cross off my notes about where I previously dropped things. Anteroom rod. Okay, take magazines. Okay, read magazines. Oops. I'm afraid the magazine is written in Dwarvish. Interesting.
And then how do you know what it's called?
Yeah, great question. Maybe they just recognize the style of the title cover or something like that. Just recognize it as being Spelunker Today. Or maybe Spelunker Today is written in English and the rest is in Dwarvish.
That could be possible. Like they have adopted the English for the title because it looks cool.
So...
I'm enjoying chat.
This makes me wonder if we could give the magazines to one of the dwarves we've murdered.
Do they want it after they're dead?
I mean, before we murder them. Large passage to the east. Small passages go west and up. Sign in midair here says cave under construction beyond this point. Proceed at own risk. So I assume if we continue east, it will become dangerous. Unmurdered dwarf. That must be the solution. Let's go east. I'm gonna risk it. You were at wit's end. Passages lead off in all directions. That's adorable. Wit's end. Passages lead off in all directions. I'm going to pick a direction and it's going to tell me you can't go that way. Northeast. Oh, okay. Back in anteroom. Let's go east. Wits End. West. Okay. You have crawled around in some little holes and found your way blocked by a recent cave-in. You're now back in the main passage. Okay, so that just took us back around. Is that random or consistent is the question. It seems consistent. Let's try... I guess I'll just keep going kind of in order here. Southwest. Back at Wits End. Back in anteroom. Okay. Interesting.
Wits End is a great name for a place in a cave.
It's pretty good. So that can go back to anteroom or back to Wits End. Let's try south now. So, I'm really curious if there's some puzzle to these types of rooms. Like, this is a type of room we've encountered at least a couple of. Like, this is very similar to the bed quilt room, if nothing else. Like, there's a bunch of directions we can go. Sometimes they take us back where we were. Sometimes they go somewhere new. Sometimes going in the same direction can lead to a couple different places. So I don't know if there's any trick to figuring that all out, or if you just have to kind of experiment until you randomly uncover all the directions. Back in anteroom. Southeast. Uh-oh. Our lantern is about to go out. Do you need help getting out of here? The game is asking me. No, I don't want a hint. So I guess, like, that's a more obvious offering of a hint. But now that I've seen that hint pop up, I do wonder if when I picked up the emerald, if that was also, you know, literally asking if I want a hint or not. Mm-hmm. I wish it would have been more clear, because you know, hints will decrease our score.
Right. But only if you accept them, right?
Right. What is our score? 65 still. Interesting. So I feel like Wits End is not really getting us anywhere, but I can't help but think there's some puzzle here. So we can go down as well.
Maybe the puzzle is to see how many times you can arrive at Wits End before you are literally at Wits End. Mm-hmm. And cannot take it anymore.
Right. Oops, your lamp has run out of power. It is now pitch dark. If you proceed, you will likely fall into a pit. There's a puzzle here. It's infamous. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I figured there was probably something going on here.
Oh, for a second I thought the thing about the puzzle being infamous was in the game text.
No.
Kind of intimidating power move for a game to be like, this puzzle's pretty infamous.
Well, I mean, we can't do anything now, so I do not wish to be reincarnated. I think we just want to start over. 55 out of a possible 350 points using 347 turns. Novice class adventure. Pretty sad, honestly.
Do you know what all of the ranks possible are?
No, I do not. Huh. What?
What's the matter? Is the game tired?
Huh. Everything's being weird. Huh. I can't click on anything, which is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
It's time for a break, so I'm going to take a break. Hopefully I'll figure out the clicking thing, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, very puzzling. I don't know what would have caused this, but I'll be back in a few. Okay, I'm back. The mouse is working again. Yes, I did give it some cheese, and now it's well fed.
Promise not to do it again.
I just turned it off and on again, and that fixed it. I don't know. It's weird. I can't say that I've ever had that happen with this. It's one of Apple's Magic Mouses.
Mice.
And
Mises.
I don't think I've ever had that particular problem happen before. Take keys, take lamp, take food, take water. So the first thing I'm going to do with our brand new life here is experiment with the point system to better understand how that works.
Am I remembering wrong, or do you start out with a certain amount of points before you've even done anything?
Start out with 36 points for reasons that are not entirely clear to me.
So you have something to lose?
I guess so. That actually has me wondering. Well, I guess if you save, you lose points. So you could definitely get down to 0 just by saving, I guess.
Yeah, my best guess is you have to start out with some number of positive points so that if you do nothing else that gains points, you have points to lose.
Right.
Perhaps if it tries to count into negative numbers, it will, like, make your machine catch on fire.
Oh, jeez. Light lantern. So I'm just getting back to the Hall of the Mountain King. And then since there's a couple treasures right off that room, I'm gonna check my points, go into a room that has a treasure, and see if just doing that gets me points. And then I'm gonna pick up the treasure, check my score again, and see if picking it up gets me points. And then I know taking the item back to the building will get me additional points. But we might try that too, just to get a full understanding of what happens here. So I guess we'll take the rod. I'm not sure we'll need it, but that's okay. Right, we need to drop the rod. Let's try this. Can we drop the rod in the room with the bird? Yes, okay. There's our snake. Throw a bird at it. And now the snake is gone. So our score is currently 61. We do not wish to quit. Let's go south into the south side chamber, which contains some precious jewelry. And check our score again. Okay, so we did get 2 points just for coming in this room with treasure. No, take jewelry. Okay, score. Okay, so you do get points for going to a room that has treasure. You don't get any points for simply picking it up.
Okay.
So it's like discovery versus like getting it safely out.
Right.
Which is interesting, and like in a more modern game, like picking it up would be the thing that gets you points. But honestly, this kind of makes more sense. Also, I think that follow came in just as I was taking a break, but welcome. Great to have you here. Forgot about that. So we get 2 points for discovering. We don't want to quit. Let's go north.
You're saying modern games pamper us with certificates of participation and we will grow up weak? Yes, Hinton, I believe that is what we were saying.
Are we?
I don't know. Maybe.
Also, it just occurred to me that the bird is like just hanging out in this room now. I wonder if we could pick it up again, and also whether that's useful.
Is this the same bird that you...
Yeah, this is the bird I threw at the snake.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it alone unless I feel like I have a reason to catch it again. In fact, let's drop the cage here. So score is now 63, and I'm going to go north. And now I have 65, so let's take the bars. Oops. Every time. Take bards. Yes. Okay. And again, that does not give us points. Let's go... Oh, wait. We can go west. We can take the coins. Oh, we can't cure anything more. All right. We'll go back east. We'll go up, and we'll return our 2 treasures to the building. Drop the bars. Wait. Let's double check. Score 60. Oh, right. Because I discovered the coins. So I got 2 points for that. So drop bars. No. Drop bars. Okay. And that got me another 10 points. What was the other jewelry? And now we're up to 87. No. Pretty good. Drop bears? What is this? Australia? I do not understand this joke. Exit. South, south, south. In. You're trying to explain your joke, but I'm still confused. So now we can take these coins and go east, and then up, and then west, and then here's the fissure, so we can wave the rod. And the crystal bridge is here now, so we can drop the rod. Pronouncing bear as bar. Okay. Okay. I figured from your previous messages it was some sort of accent thing, but I was not quite getting it. Okay, let's take the diamonds.
Aren't drop bears, isn't that another name for koalas?
It never works on text.
Am I making that up?
I don't know. I assume that was part of the joke. Probably. Exits north, north, north. Enter. Okay, now we can drop our coins and our diamonds. Okay, and now our score is a whopping 109 points.
Okay. A drop bear is a hoax in contemporary Australian folklore featuring a predatory, carnivorous version of the koala. This imaginary animal is commonly spoken about in tall tales designed to scare tourists. So it's kind of like similar to the jackalope. It is not a real thing, but people talk about it all the time because it's funny.
Okay, so we have our 4 treasures. And we're ready to go back into some part of the cave. The question is, what do we want to do now? Let's take a look at... we have... I'm going to set those aside. And this one. So we're going to go back to the same part of the cave we were at earlier, I think. Because that's where most of our interesting things are at this point. So we have Wit's End. I was thinking about this a lot during break, and I really have no idea what we could try there. I did wonder if maybe the magazines that we found in the anteroom outside of Wit's End were possibly related in some way to the solution, but I really have no idea. It's really just the magazines are in the same room as the sign about the construction that leads to Wit's End, so it's just like a proximity thing that's making me wonder if there's something there. We have some directions in the complex junction. I should be showing you the part of the map I'm looking at here. There's a couple directions here that we didn't try. There's the troll. We could try giving a treasure to the troll and just hope that we can somehow get it back later. If nothing else, that's worth experimenting with. There's the plover room with the emerald that I'm a little bit puzzled by. Maybe I should have tried doing things with the emerald. All I can really think of is rubbing the emerald. I don't know if that's likely to do anything, but I wonder if there's got to be some way to get light beyond that room, right?
Right.
And we can't take the lantern in there. And then, well, I guess it's possible we need to find some item somewhere else. Maybe you can trade the troll some cryptocurrency. Oh no.
I feel like the troll is good enough at appraising items that he would know that has no value.
All right. Anyways, let's head back in that direction. And what do we? Keys, lantern, food, bottle, water in the bottle.
Silverstreak says you might even accurately assess that it has negative value.
So let's. Oh, I should use my Zizzy spell. And I put away my map of this, but I can get there. Down. Down. And then southeast. Southwest, excuse me. If you go down. I'm thinking about this now, and it says the secret canyon runs east-west. So let's experiment a little here. East goes back to Mountain King. So where does west go? Oh. Oh.
Have we met a dragon?
You are in a secret canyon which exits to the north and east. A huge green fierce dragon bars the way. The dragon is sprawled out on a Persian rug.
Have we seen a dragon before?
We have not. Well, I've seen a dragon in trailers for Colossal Cave Reimagined.
Okay.
I knew there was a dragon somewhere because of just marketing materials for the new game. Mm-hmm. But we have not encountered it. Interesting. Sprawled out on a Persian rug. I can't help but wonder if that's like a hint somehow.
Is the rug a treasure, possibly?
Maybe. I continue to be very confused about the whole 5 treasures situation. I need more map.
Should ask the dragon where he takes his rug for cleaning.
How do we deal with a dragon? I was about to say how do we defeat a dragon, but maybe we just need to
barter with it?
I don't know. Scare it away. Convince it to leave, etc. So this is another secret canyon. With a dragon. In Persian rug. Exits to the north and east. So I assume east goes back where we were. And bars the way. So I'm guessing we can't go north without dealing with the dragon. The dragon looks rather nasty. You'd best not try to get by. Talk dragon. I'm going to continue trying to talk to any creature I encounter. What? Throw water. Okay. Did I just waste my water? Okay, I threw the whole bottle. Take bottle. Okay, it's fine. I don't really have anything. Give food. Throw food. Oh, random access maps. Okay. So throwing food is not useful either. I'm confused by your message. 6100/66? Please explain. Is 66 the page? And if so, what is the 6100 then? But for anyone unfamiliar, this redemption means I will open my book of... Oh, 6100 divided by 66 or 92. Problem. I see. Thank you for doing the math for me.
Tried to give you a little quiz there.
Yeah, I would have not been able to do that in my head.
With also a reference. Interesting.
Also a reference. Fascinating.
Will we get the reference when we look at the map somehow?
Fascinating. So, video game maps, NES and Famicom, by Brian Rigsby. So, page 92.
More of an Apple thing. Okay.
Oh. Dragon Quest IV. Chunsoft RPG, 1990, Japan, 1992, North America. Get my microphone out of the way here. So we got a nice hand-drawn map. Trying to figure out. It's got a Nintendo logo in the corner. I wish. Let me look in the...
Some of them have been sourced from magazines, right?
Yeah, I wish they would consistently give us the source. But there it is, and we've got various sections labeled here. Shrine of Colossus, Elfville, Great Lighthouse, Desert Inn, Actemto Mine, Hometown, Woodman's Shack. Pretty neat little map. It looks like it's a little bit messed up version of our own world, perhaps.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like just a little bit warped and scrambled. But thank you for that redemption.
Nintendo seal of quality should be all the citation you need.
Yeah, that just made me wonder, like, if it maybe was packaged with the game, or it might have been in, like... I feel like if it was in Nintendo Power or something, it wouldn't have had a seal of quality on it. Who knows? Okay. So, we don't know how to deal with this dragon. It's not giving us anything to go on either. Like, it's not making any demands or anything like that. Let's go back east, and we'll continue on with our original plans and keep that in mind as we explore. So we're going to go down, and we're back in this wide place here. So south was just a dead end. In north, you're in a tall east-west canyon. A low, tight crawl goes 3 feet north and seems to open up. So west takes us back to where we just were. East goes to the mass of boulders. And then this takes us to the Swiss cheese room. Obvious passages go west, east, northeast, and northwest. Does that mean there are non-obvious passages, like southwest or southeast? No. North? Up? Down? Okay. There don't seem to be any non-obvious passages. So from here, we can get to the old two-pit room. Let's go there. I wanna use my water on the vine, so I have an empty bottle. Water plant. So we now have a 12-foot beanstalk that still wants water. So we can go up. Should I try getting the oil just to see what happens?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was why you wanted an empty bottle in the first place.
I mean, I know that's it. The game suggests we could put oil in the bottle, but I also feel like if we put oil in the bottle, it's not going to be a very good bottle for watering a plant anymore.
Right. A vase can hold liquids. Unless it is smashed.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thought. Just for experimentation purposes, I'm gonna try it.
I think there would be a ham room and a rye bread room adjacent at least.
Let's go down here and get oil. Your bottle is now full of oil. Great. Go back up. And now let's go back east to the Swiss cheese room, and we'll go northwest, and we'll get our precious Ming vase. Take face. What's our score now?
Combined with vinegar in the salad room.
I wish I'd check my score more often. We were at 109. We're now at 113. I assume we got 2 points for coming into this room that has a treasure in it. But where did the other 2 points come from? Oh, the Persian rug. I bet that's it.
Yeah. I can't imagine why they would call it out and describe it as a Persian rug if it was not intended to be one of the treasures.
Right. I think that makes sense.
And then likewise, I feel pretty confident now that the Ming vase is also a treasure. Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty sure of that after we smashed it and it didn't accomplish anything.
Mm-hmm.
The real question I have at this point is if it's possible that something else could happen that breaks the vase.
If it wasn't worth points, it would be called normal rug. I agree.
100%. Oh, I should have moved my mic back. So I guess ultimately I just need to walk around with a vase and see if I accidentally break it at some point. I mean, at this point, we don't really know how to get out of this part of the cave, I don't think. We eventually got back to Swiss cheese room for multiple areas, but we still don't know how to get out of this part of the cave in general, I think. So from here we can go to the alcove. Or we could go back to the troll and offer our precious vase. Let's go deal with the troll. I think that's the most obvious path to getting somewhere new. So I think we want to go west. Oh, don't want to quit. I'll go west. Large low room, southwest, sloping corridor, and then. Oh, right. This is the part where my map is a mess. We want to go up to get to the large, deep chasm where the troll is. Oh. So we have a precious, fragile vase. In order to give the troll a treasure, we have to throw it.
Huh.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Maybe he's good at catching.
I mean, yeah, we have I tried to throw an axe at the troll and, the troll just caught it. Coins for Karen. I don't know if I can die in this one. Well, obviously I could drop my lantern and fall into a pit, but I assume you're asking for something more interesting.
I was gonna say, we have seen you die in this game before. Or do you mean specifically in this room?
Yeah. I guess we have also gotten killed by a dwarf. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I was about to ask. All right, I will do it.
By die, I mean do something ill-advised like throw a precious vase.
Throw vase. The troll catches your treasure and scurries away out of sight.
Okay, so
So that seems to have worked. I hope you're satisfied with this result, Tintin. If you're not, I will do my best to find some other interesting way to die. But we can now go northeast. You're on the far side of the chasm. A northeast path leads away from the chasm on this side. A rickety wooden bridge extends across the chasm, vanishing into the mist. A sign posted on the bridge reads, "Stop, pay troll." The troll is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so... think I need to continue somewhere else here. Far side of chasm. Okay, and then I'll just do it here. Hopefully this will work out okay. Far side of chasm. So that goes back to large, deep chasm. And then we can go further northeast, and it sounds like that's it. You're in a long east-west corridor. A faint rumbling noise can be heard in the distance. Interesting. So I think west will go back. Yeah. Northeast. And then we can continue east. The path forks here. The left fork leads northeast. A dull rumbling seems to get louder in that direction. The right fork leads southeast down a gentle slope. The main corridor enters from the west. So label this fork, northeast, and southeast. I feel like this dull rumbling, like that sounds like rushing water to me. At least that's my interpretation of it.
Sure.
It says, I guess. I'll try to find some cool way to die, I promise. Northeast. The walls are quite warm here. From the north can be heard a steady roar, so loud that the entire cave seems to be trembling. Another passage leads south, and a low crawl goes east. So I think south is probably back where we came from. Yeah. Junction with warm walls. Oops. So we can go north, where the roar is coming from, and east to a low crawl. I'm going to keep going towards the noise. North. Oh! Holy crap. You're on the edge of a breathtaking view. Far below you is an active volcano, from which great gouts of molten lava come surging out, cascading back down into the depths. The glowing rock fills the farthest reaches of the cavern with a blood-red glare, giving everything an eerie, macabre appearance. The air is filled with flickering sparks of ash and a heavy smell of brimstone. The walls are hot to the touch, and the thundering of the volcano drowns out all other sounds. Embedded in the jagged roof far overhead are myriad twisted formations composed of pure white alabaster, which scatter the murky light into sinister apparitions upon the walls. To one side is a deep gorge, filled with a bizarre chaos of tortured rock which seems to have been crafted by the devil himself. An immense river of fire crashes out from the depths of the volcano, burns its way through the gorge, and plummets into a bottomless pit far to your left. To the right, an immense geyser of blistering steam erupts continuously from a barren island in the center of a sulfurous lake, which bubbles ominously. The far right wall is aflame with an incandescence of its own, which lends an additional infernal splendor to the already hellish scene. A dark, foreboding passage exits to the south.
Is that bad?
Robot Spacer found the novel-length room. I don't know, it sounds good to me. Also, isn't the south where we came from?
Not sure.
So I'm just trying to make sense of what are all the ways we can go here? Is there anything here that we might be able to interact with in some way? Unclear. I'm going to try going south. Okay, yes. So going south got me back to the junction. So we'll label this volcano. This volcano is a natural treasure. Don't know how you're going to get it back to the room, though. We did not get any points for discovering the volcano. Can we go? Okay. You're in a small chamber filled with large boulders. The walls are very warm, causing the air in the room to be almost stifling from the heat. The only exit is a crawl heading west, through which is coming a low rumbling. There are rare spices here, which is fascinating. Did we get points for discovering rare spices? We did. Huh. Small chamber. Rare spices. Take spices. Okay. And I guess we'll go back west. What could we possibly use? Well, I guess they're a treasure, so... This game is... like, obviously I knew it would be hard, but it's... bewildering me in unexpected ways, I guess. Oh. Huh. I went west, and I thought that would take me back to the volcano, but I wound up at the junction. Chamber
Junction with warm walls. Is that how they summarize that incredibly long description?
Oh, no. This is the room next to the volcano. Oh, okay. Breathtaking view is the volcano room. So east from here takes me to a small chamber. Oh. Oh. Okay. I think I was confused about which room I was currently in when I went to the small chamber. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Okay. I don't think we can... Whoa. Okay. A thing that constantly throws me off is that when you go in a room for the first time, it gives you the full description. And then after that, it gives you pretty much just like the room name, like a very short description.
Right.
But like if you go in the room a certain number of times, I'm not sure how many, you will eventually get the long description again. Huh. Which in this case is just like, whoa, here's a giant wall of text. In other cases, it's like, I thought I was here before. Was I here? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I think we need to go back to the fork now. I don't know if there's possibly anything to do with the volcano. We could sacrifice something to the volcano, perhaps. This is the Colonel Sanders room for preparing fried chicken. Let's go south, and then southeast. You are walking along a gently sloping north-south passage lined with oddly shaped limestone formations. Okay. So I think north will take us back. Yeah. Limestone passage. South? You were standing at the entrance to a large, barren room. A sign posted above the entrance reads, "Caution, bear in room." Sure. Is there a bear in the room? Also, can we go...
I mean, why would the sign lie?
Front of barren room. Okay. I was able to go east. You're inside a barren room. The center of the room is completely empty except for some dust. Marks in the dust lead away toward the far end of the room. The only exit is the way you came in. There is a ferocious cave bear eyeing you from the far end of the room. The bear is locked to the wall with a golden chain.
Oh. You're not in the bear-in room. Not yet, at least. That's very good to be aware of.
I mean, now I am.
No, but you're not in the bear-in room.
Right.
I was also wondering if the cave bear has a clan.
So this is the actual barren room. And there is, in fact, a bear here. And it's chained up with golden chains, which doesn't sound very strong to me. If you take bear, then you can drop bear.
I love a callback.
And there's... It sounds like there's another way out of the room, but then it says the only exit is the way you came in. Marks in the dust lead away toward the far end of the room. Okay. So... This is for you, Hinton. I'm going to attempt to unchain the bear. I don't know that word. Dang. Take chains. You can't be serious. I am serious. I don't know that word. What do I have in my inventory? Set of keys, brass lantern, tasty food, small bottle, oil in the bottle, and rare spices. Throw food. The bear eagerly wolfs down your food, after which he seems to calm down considerably and even becomes rather friendly. Interesting. Pet bear. I don't understand that. Take bear. The bear is still chained to the wall. Is that suggesting when it's unchained I can take it? How can I open chains? Oh, the chain is now unlocked. Did my keys accomplish that? Also, can I take the bear now? Okay. What? What? This is just for you, 6-7. Drop bear. Okay. What's my score? Oops. 117. Okay, we did get... Shoot, what was my score when I found the spices? I feel like we got... Like, surely the bear is not a treasure, right? Maybe the bear is how we deal with the dragon. This game is wild. Okay, I'm going to take the bear again. Oh, no. The bear is our friend now and is going on a journey with us. So... I think we've pretty much explored this area here. Like, I feel like there's got to be something to do with the volcano. But I can't really imagine what at this point. I can only imagine how confused the bear has been through this process. Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. Interesting. You're being followed by a very large, tame bear. So
giving it food.
The game is now suggesting that we're not actually holding the bear.
The bear is just with you because you gave it food, so it loves you now. You have carroted the goat.
Yeah. It's interesting. 6-7 said, "Oh, I want to make a joke, but it's definitely a spoiler. Dang, you have carroted the goat," which is funny because I almost wonder if that's a spoiler. Like, is this bear a way to deal with the troll? Which is definitely a thing I thought of.
I mean, presumably the bear is a way to deal with something.
We had to deal with the troll to get here in the first place.
Yeah.
But maybe the bear will help us deal with the troll again and get our treasure back. The bear is not a goat. But there's got to be something we can do with the bear. And like, it's hard not to wonder if it could have anything to do with volcano, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
What's a bear gonna do to a volcano?
Right. It's just like it's nearby, and I guess mostly I'm curious how far this bear will follow us. Celtic Delta said, "You have got to be kidding," and then I'll find my way out. Please stay. North? No. Wait. How do we get out? Okay, west. Okay, now we can go north. We're still being followed by the bear. Let's, just for kicks, I'm gonna go to the volcano room and see if anything unexpected happens. Bear continues to follow us. It's still hanging out with us. Okay. What if the bear gets hungry again soon?
That could be a problem. Maybe you can feed it a dwarf.
Maybe. We still have an axe in this playthrough. Corridor. Troll is nowhere to be seen. Southwest. Ah. The troll steps out from beneath the bridge and blocks your way. You're being followed by a very large tame bear. You're on northeast side of the chasm. Burly troll stands by the bridge and insists you throw him a treasure before you may cross. Okay. So each time we want to cross this bridge, the troll is going to demand a treasure, which is interesting. And I guess the bear's not going to help us here. Yeah, I don't know what to make of all that. There's got to be there's got to be some way to either get your treasure back from the troll or get past it without giving it a treasure. But so far I have no idea what that could be. Maybe we should have brought the bird. Maybe the bird will just attack anything for us. I'm going to go southeast, southwest. Oh. 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 I missed what happened there. The troll prevented me from leaving this area, so I can't get back to where we were before without dealing with the troll again. Or finding another way out, but it didn't seem like there is any other way out. Keys, lantern, bottle, oil, spices, and a bear. Throw bear. The bear lumbers towards the troll, who lets out a startled shriek and scurries away. The bear soon gives up the pursuit and wanders back. That worked.
Wow.
Just imagining picking up a bear and throwing it. Hey, Cosmic Void, good to see you. Cosmic Void says, hey there, when I saw the name of the game, I thought it was the new one. Yeah, apologies for the confusion. We are playing the original text adventure. The reimagined game by Ken and Roberta Williams and others comes out next week. I have not been offered any early access to it, so I will not be able to get it until it comes out for everyone. Hey, Edenway, good to see you. New game out soon. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I honestly, I don't know what to expect from it. I'm very curious. I'm mostly curious how it all translates to being in 3D. Like, it seems like most things will translate in a fairly obvious way. Yeah, 19th of January on all major platforms. Sorry, ColecoVision. So now I can go southwest. And the troll is still gone. Oh. Previously it said the bear soon gives up the pursuit and wanders back. Which made me think it was, following us again. Let's go back northeast. Okay, there's a contented-looking bear wandering about nearby. So I think the bear, behaves like an inventory item, but, the game is trying to, make it clear that we're not literally carrying the bear around. So I think we do have to, take it anytime we want it to follow us. So now I'm going to go southwest again.
What happened?
Just as you reach the other side, the bridge buckles beneath the weight of the bear, which was still following you around. You scramble desperately for support, but as the bridge collapses, you stumble back and fall into the chasm. Oh dear, you seem to have gotten yourself killed. I might be able to help you out, but I've never really done this before. Do you want me to try and reincarnate you?
Well, there's your death hinting. I know, I feel bad for the bear.
Yeah, the bear didn't deserve that. The bear was only ever kind and helpful. So, that's interesting. I assume the bear, this is a barrier for the bear. So we can't bring it with us across the bridge. Eden Wade says, "Oh wow, inspirations for the bridge in King's Quest 2." Yeah, like that is another thought. Like, is it possible I went across the bridge too many times?
It sounded pretty clear to me that it was that the bear was too heavy.
Right.
In the description. Right.
I was asked to be reincarnated again. I'm curious to mess around with this again. All right, don't blame me if something goes wrong. Poof, you're engulfed in a cloud of orange smoke. Coughing and gasping, you emerge from the smoke and find you're inside building. There are diamonds here. There are many coins here. There is precious jewelry here. There are bars of silver here. Oops. You're not carrying anything. Okay. So once again, all our items are gone, including our lantern. So, like, this seems like it puts us in a state where we can no longer make any progress. Silver says, "Trust me when I say, based off last night, Silver has no bars." I apologize. So, like, this gives us a way to not lose any of the treasures we found. But we're kind of screwed. So I guess I'm just going to quit. Yeah. You scored 107 out of 350 using 217 turns. You have achieved the rating Experienced Adventurer, which I think is the highest we've gotten so far. Eden Way says, "I've been playing the Simwork on Playdate, which appears to be based off some old choose-your-own-adventure type story, but the game seems to involve a lot of trying to make it further through the game after dying over and over." Interesting. There's so many Playdate games I need to check out. Oh, Pixel Turkey. Welcome. Hope you are doing well. That was Random Access Pixels. Okay. So this one is my art and point and click adventure games from Bitmap Books. My pick. So I think I'll just kind of thumb through and stop wherever it seems like a good place to stop. I guess the thing to think about is I think this is in somewhat chronological order. So do I want something older or something newer? I think I want a little bit older. Let's try this one. This is Billy Allison and Rolf Moore interview. Interesting. The now defunct British studio Core Design is most famous for giving the world Lara Croft. But during the late 80s and 90s, it was a prolific creator of new IP, which spanned a wide range of genres. Platformers like Rick Dangerous and Chuck Rock rubbed shoulders with action titles such as Thunderhawk and Heimdall. And Core even tried to mix things up in the burgeoning point-and-click genre with 1991's Curse of Enchantia and 1994's Universe. Billy Allison and Rolf Moore were two of the studio's artists at the time. This is all like this is so unfamiliar to me that all sounds made up. But I assume it's real. In the bottom right here, we have a screenshot that says, "Brad explores a cave in the Curse of Enchantia on a quest to return home safely." It's very nice art. Like, this game maybe sounds a little bit familiar to me, but not very much. This is a lot of text that'll take me a long time to read all of it, but let's read a little bit of it. When did you first know that you wanted a career in video games? Billy Allison. I think it was something I saw on British TV show Tomorrow's World that triggered the first idea in my head about working in video games. It was quite a while before anyone could own a games device, but I love the idea of being able to transfer the role-play element of things I used to play as a kid into a computer game. Rolf Moore. I didn't want a career in video games. After I did a degree in architecture in Nottingham, I was trying to become a book cover illustrator and contacted a few companies to ask about doing box cover art. Core Design was nearby in Derby and was looking for someone to paint a ton of backgrounds, which would be digitized and used in their game. I wanted to do it as an external contractor, but they threatened to tell my landlord I'd turned down a full-time job, so I gave in to their blackmail and ended up working in-house.
Wow.
I did end up doing the box cover art too, as well as the hand-painted title logo. So it led to my long career in games while I kept my hand in doing freelance illustration and concept art for other things such as architecture, RPGs, toy, and film design when I could find.
Yikes.
I hope that was like a little bit joking and not a completely accurate description of what happened. That pretty terrible if so.
Yeah.
Were you artistic as a child? Billy Allison says, yes, I was always drawing and painting, modeling and plasticine, and I even shot some stop motion animation with an old standard 8mm camera, and had of a 8mm camera I had of a monster climbing over a railway setup someone had made in one of the school art rooms. Rolf Moore says, I was always trying to draw as a young kid and seemed to have some talent. I then learned to improve my human figures from copying Marvel Comics, and my parents started giving me private art lessons every Saturday before I was shipped off to boarding school, where they had a great art department and I developed my skills further. By age 17, I was doing sci-fi paintings such as Colossus, and eventually signed with an agency to do book covers. Do you remember why Core Design decided to create a point-and-click adventure game? RM, I joined the project after the basic idea and design was already in place, so I'm not sure what originally prompted them to do it. I know the guys enjoyed the Sierra and LucasArts style games such as Monkey Island, King's Quest, Space Quest, and others, so they were presumably excited and inspired to do something similar. Were you involved in the early stages of Curse of Enchantia? BA, I was on the project quite early on. It had already been designed, put it that way. I applied to work at Core at the right time and they needed someone to do the animation. Curse of Enchantia was my first game for the company. RM, the design, which would hardly be considered as such these days, was already figured out by the team of Rob Toon, Chris Long, and Ian Sabine, who were great to work with. The one part that still wasn't quite firmed up was the name, which was Lenoria, if I remember right. I didn't get the meaning of the title, so I suggested something more obvious like Enchantia. The boss liked it and added the curse of. What role did you play in the development of Curse of Enchantia? BA, I did most of the animation, with Stu Atkinson coming in on board later. Also, I helped work out how animation would work technically within the game's puzzles. RM, I was hired as a background artist. They gave me handwritten notes for each location, which were extremely basic, mostly just a line or two describing the scene, which was essentially just to support the particular puzzle that took place there. The seemingly random, whimsical choices of the scenes the team had come up with were definitely intentional, kind of zany Python-esque take on the classic fairy tales. It was a lot of fun working with a bunch of young guys like these, just making it up as we went along. I took their descriptions and fleshed them out, trying to add in as much creativity as I could. I also enjoyed collaborating with talented animators like Billy and Stu. And I think I will stop there, though I am very curious to learn more about all this. So that was page 190 and 191 of the Art of Point-and-Click Adventure Games. Thank you very much for that redeem, Pixel Turkey. Speaking of people making adventure games, Pixel Turkey, I believe you're working on a couple of games, if I understand that correctly. And Cosmic Void, of course, is always making games. I don't understand how Cosmic Void can make so many games. You do not need instructions. Oh, heck, it's 7:30.
Yeah.
Do I have to stop? Should I stop? I should probably stop soon.
You should probably stop soon.
Let me take a quick break. I'm going to take my evening medication. We'll go just a little bit more and probably wrap up around 8 or something.
Yeah, same.
Okay. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Automod objected to the word looser, which is wild. I guess Automod is not very good at spelling and thought it was loser.
I assume it's more that Automod has been trained by bullies who are bad at spelling.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. First Cosmic Void said, gonna release Tachyon Dreams 3 later this month. Yes, I still have not checked out, if I'm honest, any Cosmic Void games, which upsets me greatly. They all look wonderful, and I'm excited to play them. There's just so many games. But I'm excited by that one because now I can play the whole trilogy all at once. I'm very excited to check those. For anyone unfamiliar, it's a very AGI early Sierra style series of games that are all on the shorter side, I believe, and text parser, very nice chunky graphics. Pixel Turkey says, "Oh yes, I'm working on an EGA text parser game since October, which I hope to finish in a few months." Nice. Also working on a more ambitious, more modern game that has a looser schedule. Excellent. Very exciting. Yeah, if I'm just gonna say I definitely want to stream those games, so I'm gonna commit to it right now, and I will let you know once I've figured out when that will happen. Okay, so let's get back into this cave once again, and since we don't have a lot of time left, I'm gonna focus on trying to see if there's anything new we can work out. Enter. Whoop. I don't know what I just typed into. Take keys, take lamp, take bottle. I do feel like there's a very good chance that the keys are what allowed unlocking the bear's chains. The fact that it's a set of keys and they were locked, presumably you would need a key to unlock them. But I do wish the game had made that a little more obvious. in. So we need the cage. I'm not going to worry about the bar. Because we're not going to go that direction right now. The rod, rather, excuse me. Take bird. West. I think I'm gonna take the bird again once I scare away the snake. We'll do some bird experiments. Throw bird. And then we'll take the bird again. Okay. So... No, I don't really need my map. Southwest. And then... west. And I don't expect this to work. It would be very weird if it did, but throw dragon, throw bird at the dragon. The little bird attacks the green dragon, and an astounding flurry gets... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, what have I done? I'm a terrible person.
You've learned the limits of a bird's power.
And an astounding flurry gets burnt to a cinder. The ashes blow away. I miss Bird too. I feel really bad. Okay, we know not to ever do that again.
Today we learned that Birds is not immortal.
Yeah. Okay, let's go down.
Are you okay?
I'll survive. What can we do here? Maybe we should experiment in the plover room again. We've got the plover room that's a bit of a puzzle. Also, I'm thinking about, like I mentioned in Zork, there's a situation where you have to drop all your stuff to get through a gap. Like, I'm pretty sure that's correct. And I wish I could remember that better, because I almost wonder if there's like a similar solution there. But maybe it's completely different. I certainly don't remember like the emerald and, you know, glowing green or anything like that. So it's probably a pretty different situation. Just trying to think of what else we could experiment with. Oh, right. There is this anteroom in front of Wit's End. We could have gone up from there, and we didn't ever try that. Oh, right. And also the complex junction. So let's go back here and explore what else is around there. Oh, there's also a path off this secret north-south canyon that we didn't try. So yeah, let's check out those new areas. How do we get back there? Dusty rocks. Okay, so going up from Bed Quilt got us to Dusty Rocks. And how do we get to Secret North-South Canyon? Oh, same way. Okay, so we'll go to Bed Quilt and go up, and that'll probably take us to one of the two places of interest. North. Oh. Thank you for the axe. I can't believe I killed a bird. Oh. Northeast. Now we're in Bed Quilt. Up. Back in Bed Quilt. Try again. Keep trying. Please go somewhere new. I know you... Okay. I paused to think there because, like, it seems random, but I wonder if it's possible that it's not. Like, I kept going up and up and up and winding back in the same room. But maybe there's some, like, order of trying different directions that will result in going to a consistent place. Also, I keep forgetting to try this, but I haven't dropped any items in either bed quilt or the Wit's End. Swiss cheese has some random looping around, but it seems a little bit more predictable. Anyways. So we're in Secret North-South Canyon, and we have not gone south here. Oh, okay. We went here last week. A large stalactite extends from the roof and almost reaches the floor below. You could climb down it and jump from it to the floor, but having done so, you would be unable to reach it to climb back up. Large stalactite. So I guess I'll go down? I could go back to bed quilts, or I could go down here. Those are two options in this section of the cave. So let's go down. Oh. I think this actually happened last week. You're in a maze of twisty little passages all alike. So this takes us to the all-alike maze. At least we're mapping things out this time. Let me find my map here. There it is. So this one, the all different maze at this point, now that I have it mapped out, is very easy to navigate because I can know what room I'm in based on its description. This maze is a little different. I either need to drop items to help orient myself, or I just need to experiment. And like if I can wind up at a dead end and then experiment from there, I can generally figure out where I'm at somehow. Let's try south. Attacked by dwarf. Dodges. You've killed it. Okay. Body vanishes in a cloud of greasy black smoke.
Ew.
That's such a description.
Yeah.
So let's keep going south. Killed another dwarf. Dead end. Okay. I went north and got to a dead end, so there's a limited number of areas where that can happen. It's possible I'm here. Let's see if south gets me back. Yeah. So I'm going to go south, and then north, and then east. Nice. Okay, now we're at Brink of Pit, which is right here, and we can go down to get back to the bird chamber. Oh, so this is a way out of that whole other part of the cave, which is good to know. Because we're going to need to do that at some point without dying. So now I'll go back to where we were, and hopefully we can get to Dusty Rocks instead of... Yeah, well, we can get back to Bed Quilt from Secret North-South Canyon, so we'll get to Dusty Rocks eventually. Down from here, northeast. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. So, my current thought about these rustling noises is that it's the pirate. That means the pirate is nearby, or even in the same room. Last time I heard these rustling noises, we were in the plover room and then got attacked by the pirate as we were leaving. Also, I mentioned that we frequently heard them in the all alike maze. And we're pretty sure the pirate's hidden treasure is somewhere in the all alike maze. So I feel like this all adds up. It still doesn't really tell me anything. Like, I feel like there's probably something I can do when I hear these rustling noises, but I don't know what. Keys, lantern, cage with no bird, tasty food, small bottle, water in the bottle, dwarf's axe. Let's see what happens if I throw the axe. I think I've tried this before. There's nothing here to attack. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to ignore the noises and try going up. Oh, we immediately made it to the dusty rocks. Perfect. So here we have a big hole in the floor. There are cracks everywhere and a passage leading east. Oh. Interesting. Let's try going east. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. You are in a dirty, broken passage. To the east is a crawl. To the west is a large passage. Above you is a hole to another passage. Dirty, broken passage. Dirty is a fascinating way to describe any part of a cave. Isn't it all dirty? I mean...
Yeah, I see your point.
Is this somehow dirtier than most parts of the cave? Like, does it just mean there's lots of, like, loose dirt about?
Is it, like, I don't know...
Less,
full of trash?
Seems unlikely to me. So we can go further east. West, I assume, is back to Dusty Rocks, yeah. And then above you is a hole to another passage. Up. So let's go east first. You are on the brink of a small, clean, climbable pit. Oh, this room is clean. Clean pit. Brink. A crawl leads west. So that's back where we came from. So I assume we can go down the pit. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. You are in the bottom of a small pit with a little stream, which enters and exits through tiny slits. You know what I just realized?
What?
There is water elsewhere in the game. There's a stream outside the cave.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you can fill the bottle from there. But this sounds like another possible source of water. Down. And there's a stream here. Which enters and exits through tiny slits. Also, like, I feel like there's a point where that the stream outside is described as, like, going into a slit. I don't know that that's meaningful, but bottom of pit. So let's see what happens if I take water. You're already carrying it. Okay. Let's go up. I assume I can't go further up? No. So we'll go west, and from here I should be able to go up into a hole. You are in a low north-south passage at a hole in the floor. The hole goes down to an east-west passage. There are bars of silver here. Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Did I not realize there's other ways to go in that room? Like I have this is the low north-south passage which connects directly to the Hall of the Mountain King. So we've found another way out basically. Let's take the bars. So hole goes down to an east-west passage. Okay. Shoot. I've got too many different maps here. Okay, here we go. So the dirty passage goes up to the low north-south passage. And then we can get directly down there from here, I assume. And it sounds like we could also go north. Oh, the pirate! Out from the shadows behind you pounces a bearded pirate. Har har, he chortles. I'll just take all this booty and hide it away with me chest deep in the maze. He snatches your treasure and vanishes into the gloom. There is a threatening little dwarf in the room with you. You're in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. There is a large Y2 on a rock in the room's center.
A large... Oh, like it's written down or something?
Yeah. 6-7 says, the Y2 room. Yeah, I saw a reference to that somewhere, but I otherwise know nothing about it. I'm out of room here, so I'm just gonna continue elsewhere. So I assume we could go south. Yeah. Let's deal with this dwarf. Missed. Okay. You're at Y2. Oh. A hollow voice says, Plug?
Okay.
So, I'm pretty sure I've come across this word, Sards, as being another one of the magic words in this game, which kind of makes sense given the context. Y2. Plug. I don't know. Let's see what happens if I say plug. You're inside building. Oh. Okay. Interesting. So it's kind of the opposite of the Zizzy spell. Let's go back in. Of course, this takes us to debris room, which is not quite as far into the cave. Ugh. Killed another dwarf. We're at Hall of the Mountain King again, so we'll go north into the low north-south passage. Okay, so we've now explored all the directions in this room, I believe. So let's go north. You're at Y2. Is there anywhere else we can go from here? You're in a large room with a passage to the south, a passage to the west, and a wall of broken rock to the east. There's a large Y2 on a rock in the room's center. Hollow voice says Plu. Also, this is interesting because if you type Zizzy in Zork, you get the response, a hollow voice says fool. So I assume that response is just kind of a joke reference to this line. Let's try wall of broken rock to the east. Let's try west first. You're at a low window. Oh. Overlooking a huge pit which extends up out of sight. A floor is indistinctly visible over 50 feet below. Traces of white mist cover the floor of the pit, becoming thicker to the right. Marks in the dust around the window would seem to indicate that someone has been here recently. Directly across the pit from you and 25 feet away, there is a similar window looking into a lighted room. A shadowy figure can be seen there peering back at you. The shadowy figure seems to be trying to attract your attention.
You alright?
So we're in the opposite room now, I assume. But now this shadowy figure is on the other side. Mm-hmm. Across from shadowy figure. What's the puzz here? Like, my thought is, no matter which, like, I assume this is in fact the room opposite of that other room, where we basically have an almost identical description. I don't think we're in the same room that we've been to before. So assuming we're in the room opposite where we were before, it seems like this shadowy figure is always on the other side when we come to either of these rooms. So what... I don't know. There's clearly a puzzle here. I just can't think of what we could possibly do to solve it. The dust around the window is like, it's got to be important somehow. But I can't seem to interact with, like, I can't go out the window. I couldn't find any way to interact with that in any way. Your window on pit. So let's, if I go back east, okay, yeah. So this is definitely a different room than we were at before. Okay. And we can't seem to go any other direction. I'm just going to read this description yet again and kind of think about whether there's any clues in the description. You're at a low window overlooking a huge pit, which extends up out of sight. A floor is indistinctly visible over 50 feet below. Traces of white mist cover the floor of the pit, becoming thicker to the right. Oh, so that's different. In the other room, it says that traces of white mist cover the floor of the pit, becoming thicker to the left. Marks in the dust around the window would seem to indicate that someone has been here recently. Directly across the pit from you and 25 feet away, there is a similar window looking into a lighted room. A shadowy figure can be seen there peering back at you. So, I guess I don't know if the mist being thicker on one side is just something to help differentiate these two rooms, or if there's something important there. Can I open window? I don't know the word. Right, the game doesn't seem to understand window at all. Can you wall run in this game? No. Good thought, though. I do wonder if it's possible there's some way to, like, I don't know, make the mist become solid so we can go across. Obviously, I just thought of the rod, but it seems too obvious for that to be the solution again. But let's continue exploring, and we'll come back to this. You're in a jumble of rock with cracks everywhere. Interesting. So, is this a dead end? Oh, I can't even go back west. I went up and it took me to Hall of Mists, which is back here. Interesting. I'm curious. I didn't try going down from the jumble of rock. Let's go back there and see if that's possible. So down takes me back to Y2. Let's go back to the Dusty Rocks. Or wait. Okay, yeah. I went... east? There we go. North. And now we can go down from here to Dirty Passage. And then we can go west to Dusty Rocks. Okay. And then we could go down to Complex Junction, and this has a couple paths we haven't checked out. The air is damp here. So looks like north is an option. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. You're in a large room carved out of sedimentary rock. The floor and walls are littered with bits of shells embedded in the stone. A shallow passage proceeds downward, and a somewhat steeper one leads up. A low hands and knees passage enters from the south. There's an enormous clam here with its shell tightly closed. Huh. I assume south is back where we came from? Yeah, okay. Shell room. Huge clam. How would I get a huge clam to open its mouth? I need to read it a boring book, probably. So it yawns. Which ways can I go from here? Downward. A somewhat steeper one leads up. Let's go down. You're in a long sloping corridor with ragged, sharp walls. I'm assuming I can go up and down from this. There are faint rustling noises from the darkness behind you. You're in a cul-de-sac about 8 feet across. Okay. I need to finish up soon, but I'm having fun exploring. So downward, and I could go up from here as well. You're in an arched hall. A coral passage once continued up and east from here, but is now blocked by debris. The air smells of seawater. Coral passage. Clam breath. Take debris. I don't know how to apply that word here. That's fascinating. No way to go up. So I think we can't really go anywhere from here. Except back down. And
after
then
9 now, or after 8, by the way, I mean.
Yeah, I know. Let's go west from here. Oh, and that goes back to bed quilt. Okay. Heck. The end. I really we did a lot of exploring, but I feel like we didn't make a lot of progress overall, despite all the exploring. I guess the thing is, like, there were many different puzzles encountered and none of them were solved. And also I killed a bird and a bear.
That's true, you did. You did cause 2 precious animal companions to lose their lives.
Speaking of which, the bird is dead in this game, so we should get the score first. Score was 65 in that playthrough. We didn't do much in that playthrough, so not surprising. We're a novice.
Progress was invented by bosses to ruin gaming.
Eden Waite says, isn't exploring the name of adventuring? Sure, for sure. I just, I would feel more accomplished if we made progress on any of the puzzles we encountered. Efton says, are you planning to play the new Colossal Cave after you beat this? I am definitely planning to play the new Colossal Cave. I'm not yet sure exactly when that will be. I need to do a little planning. But I will let you all know what the plans are for that one as soon as I know the plans myself. R.I.P. Bird. You're talking about Twitter, right? Yes, multiple birds were killed this week, I think. Although that has been a very drawn-out death. So, schedule. As far as I currently know, I will continue this game next week. But I'll keep y'all posted on exactly what the plan is there. Since the new Colossal Cave comes out, I want to say, is that next Friday? Let's open a calendar. Thursday. Oh, heck. Like, I'm not necessarily... I almost wonder if it might be fun to check out the new one and then come back to this. But I will figure that all out and let you all know what the plan is. I'll definitely play... we'll do some sort of caving a week from now, or play some sort of video game. And on Tuesday... I finally finished Return of the Obra Dinn last Tuesday, which I'm a little bit sad about because that means there's no more Obra Dinn to play. But the good news is I no longer have to check my frame rate every time I stream, because I've been switching to 30 FPS every time I play Obra Dinn, just because I need to do anything I can to lower the number of bits I need. But next Tuesday, I will start Manhunter New York, a very different Sierra game that is... It's mostly first person. I don't remember all the gameplay of the original well enough, but I know there's a lot of you have this device that's like a tracker, and then you track people and then, kind of trace them down in real life, and kind of piece things together. But I've never played the first one, so I don't know how different it is. It looks like it's a pretty similar type of approach. But it's a neat game, and I'm excited to finally check it out. So that we'll start that on Tuesday, and I was lucky enough to get a hold of a copy of the game, so I'll have the whole box to share with all the goodies inside and all of that. Eden Waith says, oh, interesting, I played Manhunter New York a few months ago. Nice. Mostly remember nasty arcade sequences. Yeah, I've seen lots of people comment on those. I really have no memory of nasty arcade sequences in Manhunter San Francisco, so I'm a little scared. I don't know if I just forgot about those, or maybe I was very good at them as a young child, but we shall see. Was able to save scum the worst arcade sequence. That's good. I'm not above doing a little safe scumming for sure. But thanks, y'all. I'm going to find somebody to raid here. Would you like to talk about your upcoming stream?
My upcoming streams will be Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Persona 3. I feel that we have done about all that there is to do in Tartarus before the end of the world.
Heck yeah.
So I think we're ready to actually progress time a bunch.
Nice.
I will be continually paranoid that I'm going to get to the final boss battle and learn that I am tragically underleveled, but that seems incredibly unlikely given that I did successfully kill the Grim Reaper. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like you're in great shape.
And then my next planned stream after Monday is Thursday, my usual Genshin stream. There is a new Genshin patch coming out Tuesday night, and I don't know yet how antsy I will be to get into any of that content, so I may possibly do a Wednesday Genshin stream. But I will definitely do a Thursday Genshin stream.
I think you should probably do a Wednesday.
I'm waiting for them to announce, like, the big flagship event for this patch is the Lantern Rite Festival, and I don't know yet when that event actually begins.
Right.
So that might make, that might have a lot of impact on my planning.
Right. So we're going to go say hello to Culinary Disaster. First stream in a little bit, I think. Playing Code Vein, which is a game I'm not familiar with.
I think that is a Bloodborne-like game starring Bishonen anime vampires.
Oh, nice.
That's everything I know about it.
Well, I can't wait to check it out.
I can't wait to find out if anything that I just said is wrong.
Same. But I hope you all come along. Regardless, hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.